welcome to Tom Myers versus the rest of the world. This week, elections were held for the governor's races in Virginia and New Jersey and the mayor's race in New York City. Of course, this episode was recorded before the results came out, but it's safe to say that Trump supporters may riot against the results because with the rising cost of heat and living accommodations, jail may be preferable to their trailers. The East Wing of the White House is gone following Trump's demolition to make room for his new White House ballroom. I'm not sure how to feel. Depressed that Trump tore it down, or triggered and upset because at age 42, my body is falling apart just as fast as the East Wing.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Donald Trump bragged that he passed another cognitive test where he was able to identify different animals. That's not a cognitive test. That's a preschool exam, therefore making it another historic first, with Trump being the first president to be both a baby and an old man. Speaker Mike Johnson said that Trump isn't eligible to run for a third term. That's hopeful. Saying something that one doesn't really believe is a sign that a hostage gives that he's in trouble and needs rescuing. And on a completely unrelated note, go Steelers. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth announced that he struck another vessel in the Pacific Ocean that the administration believes was a drug-running boat. I would much rather prefer a Defense Department that's not controlled by someone who got his military training playing Battleship. In a turning point speech in Oxford, Mississippi, J.D. Vance said that Christian civilization ended the practice of child sacrifice in the lands they conquered. That was true until this year, when Christian civilization became complicit in the cover-up of the accomplices of Jeffrey Epstein. NASA responded to Kim Kardashian, saying the moon landing wasn't real. I'm disappointed that the response was, "You're saying the moon landing isn't real, with that ass." The last time I thought about anything that Kim Kardashian said, I thought to myself, wow, I can't believe I cracked off all that time and wasted all that sperm on her selfies.
Oh, God.
I'm not sure what Kim Kardashian was trying to do, trying to get more attention, or try to prove that she is still a more fit parent than Kanye West.
Yeah.
And with that, on with the show. Please join me in welcoming Jeff Hysen, Polite Kitty, Nicole Blessing, and Srilatha Rajamani.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Tom.
Hello.
Everyone, welcome back. What's everyone been up to this week?
Well, we're working. This is another week of Tom Myers versus the rest of the world, which means that we are working more than the Republicans in Congress.
And
Yeah.
And still, we're probably getting the same amount, at least of my Patreon numbers or anything to go by. We're pretty much getting the dollar amount that members of Congress deserve right now.
That's right. So we're
If
more
only they were
effective.
reversed. If only they were reversed.
It pisses me off that my paycheck still has federal taxes withdrawal. Why? Why am I paying if I'm just so mad about that. Everything else makes me angry also, but this one particularly was it gave me a stomachache. I was so angry.
They gave you a stomach ache. Well, somebody has to pay for Kash Patel's taxpayer-funded aircraft so he can have a booty call in Nashville.
But your payment has gone to all those dancers at Mar-a-Lago that helped with the Halloween festivities, because nothing says, I care more than cutting off food to children than throwing a great Gatsby themed party.
And right, polite. What about the golden bathroom?
Oh, right. I think my withdrawal is not that much. It probably paid for one vegetable for Trump to identify in that test that he had. One vegetable, not a kilo, not a pound, a single vegetable. That's how much I earn. So,
or maybe some grout for the marble tile in that bathroom that he has completely refurbished, because God forbid That man used his tiny penis to pee in a bathroom that is not encased in marble.
Hey, look, you guys need to take a play from his book, all right? I have my own business and I took advantage of tax situations that they did. So, yeah, I'm just going to stay in my corner and be myself.
I'm taking a page of Trump's from Trump's playbook and just espousing all the thoughts I believe, just all the things I've said on this podcast over the years. Give it to a ghostwriter and said, "Here, you figure this shit out because I can't." The Los Angeles Dodgers beating the Toronto Blue Jays to win the World Series may have added to some of the anti-Canada sentiment started by Trump over the course of this past year, but it was an ad about tariffs that really fueled our chief executive's hatred toward our neighbor to the north. In this video, we can see the original ad put out by the province of Ontario, followed by the original statements as proof that they were in fact uttered by former President Ronald Reagan.
When someone says, let's impose tariffs on foreign imports, it looks like they're doing the patriotic thing by protecting American products and jobs. And sometimes for a short while it works, but only for a short time. But over the long run, such trade barriers hurt every American worker and consumer. High tariffs inevitably lead to retaliation by foreign countries and the triggering of fierce trade wars. Then the worst happens. Markets shrink and collapse, businesses and industries shut down, and millions of people lose their jobs. Throughout the world, there's a growing realization that the way to prosperity for all nations is rejecting protectionist legislation and promoting fair and free competition. America's jobs and growth are at stake. When someone says, let's impose tariffs on foreign imports, it looks like they're doing the patriotic thing by protecting American products and jobs. And sometimes for a short while it works, but only for a short time. But over the long run, such trade barriers hurt every American worker and consumer. High tariffs inevitably lead to retaliation by foreign countries and the triggering of fierce trade wars. Then the worst happens. Markets shrink and collapse, businesses and industries shut down, and millions of people lose their jobs. Throughout the world, there's a growing realization that the way to prosperity for all nations is rejecting protectionist legislation and promoting fair and free competition. America's jobs and growth are at stake.
So the reason I went ahead and put those back to back is because I saw some stuff online that said, oh, that voice was AI, that Reagan was talking about something different. But no, it was a speech about tariffs and practicing sound economic policy, which I understand is ironic considering Reagan's trickle-down economics started all the corporate welfare system that we have in this country right now, that's been going on since. And that was the ad that made Trump just completely flip out. Like, also, if you're not trying to convince people that you don't have dementia, maybe you shouldn't go off on an ad narrated by, of all people, Reagan.
Plus, Prime Minister Mark Carney apologized for the ad because Trump was so butthurt by it that he flippantly increased the tariff. So that's how that's how policy is being made because in America, because our child of a president is just upset about something he sees on TV and changes America's policies.
As every parent knows that when a child is throwing a tantrum, you ignore it. You don't give them the piece of candy because they asked for it. If you say no, mom says no.
But does your child have access to the most powerful military in the world and nuclear weapons? No.
The behaviorist in me still wants to slap his hand and say, mm-mm-mm.
He doesn't even have this power. Congress has rolled over and allowed one man-child to dictate tariffs, which he doesn't even have the power to do, and impose them and make everybody's life a living hell. And these are the people that we elected to protect against this. They did not take an oath to the Constitution. They probably don't even remember Reagan or anything that he said, because they took an allegiance to one orange man baby who rapes children.
Correct.
It just pisses me off that Ronald Reagan is saying something that is marginally making sense. I mean, he's a genocidal cunt. I hate him. But I'm sorry, I shouldn't say those words. But like,
Nothing wrong with
anyway,
genocidal.
speaking as a queer person, that I hate that man. But he is saying something, and I'm like, why is Ronald Reagan saying this? It's such a waste. Like, I want someone else to say it. I want AI to pick up a nice person. I want Zoran Mamdani to say this, like, put his face in there and let him say this, because I hate hearing even something like this from that person, Ronald Reagan. I'm trying to be so polite. Like, and I'm also pissed by the tariffs. Like, Indian groceries are like they cost twice as much now because he did 100% tariffs on India. Like, yeah, that's insane. And also, like, he announced the tariffs, and the very next day, the groceries just started charging more, which is rubbish because they did not pay that much tariff to get those, and they were already existing stock. Like, how dare you? But I am really mad because I'm like, my brother voted for that orange piece of shit, and I told my brother he needs to Venmo me $300 every month for reparations. Because otherwise I'm going to start eating hamburgers. Like, that's one thing my Hindu brother would hear, that I'm going to eat beef. I was having a cow, basically, y'all. I was so mad about this.
You were having a cow?
Yeah.
So that's okay.
You sort of
Canada,
have to think, has hell frozen over? Because while a lot of us agree with what the Errol Flynn of B movies is saying, it's like, good grief. How did we get to this point? And have you noticed that everybody who, accuses Trump, Melania, all these people of being on the Epstein list and saying that they did these things, they're like, oh, we'll have lawsuits against them, except we'd have to open up the Epstein files. So, wow, surprise, no lawsuits have come from any of these things.
If we want to look at why supporters of Donald Trump seem immune to having their minds changed when presented with information outside of the ethos of Trump world, or what has become the mainstream Republican Party, we can look straight to the source, Donald Trump himself, as we can see in his phone interview on CNBC's Squawk Box.
Are you going to run again? The
No,
Constitution
probably not.
Okay.
Probably not.
And you're not going to fire Jay Powell. We'll go all talk about all the stuff that.
Hey, Becky, I'd like to run. I have the best poll numbers I've ever had. You know why? Because people love the tariffs, and they love the trade deal, and they love that foreign countries aren't ripping us off anymore. For years, they ripped us off, friend and foe. And the friend was worse.
Overall poll numbers, you don't have the best you ever had in overall poll numbers. You do. I cited one of those.
I have the best poll numbers I've ever had.
Among Republicans.
I have poll numbers where I'm 71%. I have the best poll numbers.
Those are among Republicans. You
no,
know you've got.
No. Among Republicans, I'm at 94 and 95%. No, I'm talking about generally. I have the. Let me put it this way: there was a gentleman on Harry Emden yesterday on CNN, and he went crazy over how well Trump was doing. Now, you don't put that on because I think CBS is a shade. Actually, CNN's a shade better than NBC. I think NBC is probably the worst of them all. But if you check CNN tomorrow, watch Harry Emden, and you'll see about the numbers. But that's okay. We have to defend ourselves.
You're a special kind of dickhead when even the people on CNBC get so sick of your shit that they correct you.
we have to defend ourselves. What we do? You're the president. You don't have to. You can just discuss policy and answer the questions. You don't. It's not everything is a campaign.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, defend ourselves from what?
I don't think he even knows. I mean, he seems to be in this bubble of, progressive dementia, of people telling him whatever. And maybe he really does believe that his poll numbers are that high and doesn't understand that that's the disapproval.
You don't know what they're telling him. They may be
Yes.
telling him something. And the woman that walks around with the printer, we've discussed this on the show, that there's a person whose job is to walk around with a portable printer because he can't handle reading things on the phone. So he needs to see it on a piece of paper. So she prints things out for him. So maybe she's just feeding him the poll numbers that make him happy.
I can't get over that because I laugh because my grandmother, who was in her 90s before she passed away, loved for me to print everything. I had to print all of her emails every day.
Yeah. There you go. And she's in her 90s?
She had Alzheimer's.
Oh.
So you know what? I'm smiling because damn, she's doing the same thing that Trump is doing.
That tells you something, right, Srilatha?
I don't like listen to I've tuned out Trump. I don't hear him. I just don't listen to any news. When he's talking, I mute it and I don't even look. So I didn't know that this is what he was talking about. This is how he is talking these days. The last I remember is his, election campaign from the one before, where he was making fun of a veteran. Like that was the only time and after that I have not seen him. I don't know. People were saying he's going crazy, but listening to him, I don't know. He just feels just completely like he shouldn't be given control of nuclear weapons. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, I think by the time, his fingers are shaking too much, he might just hit it while he is trying to get up from the chair or something. Like, I think, yeah, maybe that's the best way for us to go.
That's why he found identifying a giraffe very, very hard.
He might not even know the button if he sees it. So
fingers crossed.
Dementia may help us.
Donald Trump is so averse to the idea of doing interviews on non-conservative outlets that he is resorting to even more surreal means of getting his message out, even on a network like CNN, whose control has fallen under the ownership of a Trump donor. In this clip, the so-called interview of the commander-in-chief is done in an unorthodox fashion.
Hello, I'm Jake Tapper in Washington, where the State of our Union is praying for peace. We begin with breaking news, my exclusive new interview with President Trump on the prospect for a ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas, almost 2 years to the day after the brutal Hamas attacks on Israel, as the president sends out a negotiating team to try to hammer out the details of this deal, in which Hamas has agreed to return the Israeli hostages, but several points remain quite unresolved. The president answered my questions on text about his hopes for this nascent deal. I asked him, what happens if Hamas insists on staying in power in Gaza? The president said, complete obliteration. Then I said, I assume you saw that Senator Lindsey Graham interpreted Hamas's response as a rejection, since Hamas insisted on no disarmament, keeping Gaza under Palestinian control, and tying hostage release to negotiations. Is Lindsey Graham wrong? The president said, we will find out, only time will tell. I asked him, when will you know if Hamas is truly committed or just stringing the world along? And is Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on board with ending the bombing, as you called for, and whatever else you need him to do to make this peace proposal a reality? The president said yes on Bibi, soon on the rest. I said that I thought the Arab League calling on Hamas to not be part of any future leadership in Gaza, Palestine, was a remarkable step. Are they committed to seeing your plan implemented? And will they help with funding and a law enforcement presence or whatever is needed? I said I hoped peace would become a reality. The president said, I hope, and that he was working hard. I also asked the president, how do you think the government shutdown is going to end? He said, good, we are winning and cutting costs big time. I asked a few other questions on text, still waiting for a response on those, Mr. President.
I mean, I've had bookers give me more coherent responses when I've been trying to get a booking from them.
Clearly he didn't write that because there's punctuation.
think he wrote that. That is all capitalized. I hope. Like, what? It's like my dad texting me with the phone when he was not used to the virtual keyboard.
Yes.
I would believe he wrote it if everything was in caps, but only one sentence was in caps, I hope, with punctuation. Then it switched back to upper and lower case.
But why
So
are they
now-
counting this as an interview? They actually said he goes, "This is my interview with him." It's not an interview. You're playing. You're sending texts to somebody.
Well-
That's not an interview. An interview is back and forth.
An interview response isn't, by the way, can I talk to you about your car's extended warranty?
Yeah, yeah.
This is like sliding into Trump's DMs. Do people still do that in 2025? I don't know. But like,
I
if you-
do.
Tom's dating life.
Well, I mean, I think it's an interview if you're being paid to say it's an interview. I mean, what is it? The average American has what, a 5th grade reading level?
Oh,
Isn't that what?
That's yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like we've kind of seen that statistic floating around that it's not, PhD level, and perhaps with that in mind, people would believe that to be an interview.
oh my God. No wonder my people stole all your jobs.
Yeah. That's where we're stuck.
We had it coming, to be fair. I mean, I was like, wait a minute, academics? No, we could just play football in our advanced educational years, and we'll be just fine.
Okay, so I have a question. Would it still be considered an interview if it was between like a Gen Z type people who are into that kind of interview where it is a text message? Are old white men trying to target the younger audience, and doing that is very wrong in that way. That is not the way to do it.
I mean, I think
Trump
they
is
have
trying
to
to
be.
target young people, like since Epstein, he has been trying to target young people. I'm going to say that. Whether it's through this interview or not, I don't know. But yeah. But how, is it Trump though? Like who? Like speaking as someone who is like, I'm not Gen Z. I'm probably like pre-millennial or millennial. I don't know what that is anymore. I'm Indian. I don't know if millennial counts when you're Indian. I don't know. But like how, like I generally don't like showing my face when I'm, like on Zoom meetings or even at work, unless it's like with a client, I don't generally show my face. And I would still call it a meeting, but it has to be at least like my voice being heard. Here Trump is just texting. Is Trump texting or is it printer girl, getting kind of freaky with the boss's phone. Like, oh, what are you doing with my phone? Oh, nothing. I'm just trying to print content, she says. And then she is texting people. One is this, and the next time she's like doing a booty call, and people will think it is Trump, and no one would be surprised.
Thank you.
Well, how is he typing this? If he can't see to print things out, I mean, does he have like the giant thing on his phone? Does he have like, is he sitting with a keyboard and doing this with like a message app where he's like, that's how my father
Does he
used to
have
type, 2
opposable
fingers.
thumbs? I don't know. I
God,
no
I
idea.
hope so. Because he'd be like the
Maybe
number
we
one
might need a
DEI.
magnifying glass to see them, but they might be there.
He could be using like one of those jitterbug phones. Jeff, you'd know about this. Is that still a thing?
What are you talking about?
Exactly. Says the guy who needs glasses.
Consumer cellular.
Yeah, I probably should have made that comment as someone who's wearing reading glasses now. And well, I just got a notification from the Maryland from the Motor Vehicle Administration saying my license renewal is due, and I now have to take an eye test. Like, I've been around Maryland drivers. When did you start doing eye tests?
Wait, you have to go back in? I just got a thing saying, hey, your driver's license needs to be renewed. Do not come here. Give us money online. And they just sent it. They just sent it to me. Nothing. Just, yeah.
That's what here in Washington too. They don't want you there. They're like, just do it online,
stay away.
pay the money. That's it.
The jitterbug reference, Tom. Well done.
I'm nothing if not a consummate professional.
And you know who did the jitterbug? Errol Flynn.
Different jitterbug, yeah.
I thought you were going to go Bill Haley in the Comets or something.
No, that was before that.
This is such a, this show has gone way off into the niche land.
This is what happens when it's 9:00.
This is Tom Myers versus the rest of the world after dark.
Right.
No, jitterbug was the 50s and swing was the 40s. You're thinking swing.
Ah, okay.
Wait,
That's
what?
what you're thinking.
Is it like swingers? Like
No. Why
It
do you
can
go
be.
there?
It can be.
Swing dancing. There's West Coast swing. There's East Coast swing. It's a type of dance. It is not a sexual act.
so then jitterbug is also a type of dance.
Yes, it is.
Well, I can't speak for everyone else here, but Nicole's going to the wrong dance clubs.
She's also our fact checker. What excellent service there, Nicole.
Yes.
Thank you.
Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Mason Rudolph went on stage at a Trump event, proving that the Steelers are just like flies in that they're attracted to any shit, no matter how foul and disgusting. No wonder Trump likes to hang around football players and UFC fighters. You do have to have symptoms of CTE before you find Trump even remotely appealing. But not all athletes and their fans are monoliths, however, as we can see in this cell phone footage of a wrestler displaying a Trump flag before awkwardly finding out that he doesn't know how to read a room. Now, I've had gigs at dive bars that they dress up to be A-room nightclubs. I've had gigs at those places go better than that, what just happened in that video.
It's in Brooklyn. My God, he doesn't know how to read, period. Forget reading a room. He should go back to school, kindergarten, preschool, start identifying vegetables, and go from there.
Or you just could go south.
I'm just looking at that south right there. Just go.
Yeah. just keep going south till he finds his people.
Once you see a Waffle House, you know you're in the right spot.
Or that one, where is it? It's like in Arkansas or Missouri, the all-white community.
The gated place, right?
Yes, yes. That they just formed. They're like, we're going off. We have our own values in this, and it's just like, at some point, you guys are going to need IT support.
Can't get away from my people, y'all. You can't get away from my people.
And on that note, that's our show. I want to thank Jeff Hysen, Polite Kitty, Nicole Blessing, and Srilatha Rajamani.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
This episode was written and hosted by Tom Myers with panelists Jeff Hysen, Polite Kitty, Nicole Blessing, and Srilatha Rajamani. Theme music composed and arranged by Jeroen van den Hurck. Executive producers Tom Myers, Aaron Duspiva for Oddly Funny Productions, Matt Connarton for ipmNation, and Eddie Carson for Odyssey Radio. Please leave a 5-star rating and a positive review on Apple Podcasts. And don't forget to subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/Tom Myers, for access to ad-free episodes, extended episodes, bonus clips, and now Patreon exclusive episodes. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. Thank you for listening, and please visit tommyers.us.